many high school and the middle school and the college asking me to come to school to speak to young people about violence that is happening in the community. And when I get there, I speak about 7 principles of peace. My name is Isaura Mendez. I came from Cape Verde when I was 14 and got married when I was 17 and have 4 children. And I lost 2 of my sons through gun violence, and 4 nephews, and many other people that I see born and raised and grow up in Dorchester lost their children to gun violence. As you look here on the table, we have these guys that is no longer here with us, but the spirit are here. They are only dead if we let them go. But as long as we continue to talk about them and to honor them, they are alive. I'm not gonna tell you too much. I'm gonna let you ask questions about my life, about what you see on the table, and also about peace and paz. We want you guys to wear this pin and hope that we don't have to bury any of our children. So I'll let you with this and ask me a question and I'll answer. Thank you.
Are these kids, like the kids that you have the picture there, are only Cape Verdeans or there are other people there too?
No, it's everybody, because as being a United States, it's not about us that is Cape Verdean, it's about every person who live here. And there's a violence everywhere, and there's a shooting everywhere, there's a gun built everywhere. Sometimes our kids get angry and the gun is available and pick up the gun, but hopefully that you guys learn not to pick up the gun when you're angry. And is the reason why I have a Cape Verdean in the middle is because my son was murdered first. It was first. But to me, it was first because it was like I was somewhere asleep and don't pay attention to this world. In 1990, it was 150 homicide in Dorchester, Roxbury. It wasn't me. I would go to work and come home and take care of my kids. You know, I watch it on television. I think maybe it was people was in drugs or people was doing the wrong thing. But after my son was murdered in 1995, I realized that it wasn't about drugs or it was about gun or whatever. It's about people who probably get killed because maybe somebody just don't like them, or maybe they were doing the wrong thing, but nobody have a reason to take a life, because life is very precious. No one have a right to take a life. So I have all type of people here, you know, all type of people.
As you shared, you're showing 7 principles of life. What are the 7 principles of life?
7 principles of life is courage, hope, faith, love, unity, justice, and forgiveness.
Which one is the most important for you, of the principles?
Well, all this principle is important to me because through this principle, we can find a way to forgive each other for the wrong we have done.
What the color purple represent for you?
The color purple stands for peace.
What is the impact that you want to have in your society?
I want to be able to, our kids to find the way of life. I wanted them to find a way to listen to their parents more and to get their education. Hopefully that one day you can grow up and have your own children and live into the time that we're supposed to be in this world.
Thank you.
How hard or easy was for you to forgive those people?
It was hard. From the beginning, when I lost my first son, I remember the person who murdered my son Bobby was like 2 houses away from me. And he grew up in the same community. His father was from the same, it was 7 of them, they all lived there. And, but I remember the day that I heard that my son was stabbed to death. And I heard the rumor that his son did it. And, but he was outside. The police was trying to keep him away because they already found out that his son did it. So I wanted him to come in because I know him all my life, and I know the family, and I know the children. They were all like my children because we were from the same community, and I was never really angry, but I was sad. I was sad, I was crying, I don't know what to do. But what pushed me to forgiveness is the system that I live and watch our children go through, through violence, through pain, through, and it pushed me to forgiveness. So yeah, it took me like a long time, but like I tell you, I wasn't angry, but I was sad.
Do you think that you forgive him, the person that murdered your son, could make him a better person? I mean, like, could him take awareness about what he did and maybe don't do the same thing again?
Well, that's if he wants to. But in my heart, I believe I forgave him. I want him to find a better life and to live his life without take a life. Because when we take one life, it's like we take another 7-person life, and we destroy life. So if he can stop in that one life that he take, and I'm okay with it. But it doesn't take my pain away, and I'm still gonna be sad because I lost part of my body. But yes, I forgave him, and he don't ask for forgiveness. I took a stand in the courtroom while he was disappeared for 11 years. They found him 11 years later. And I took a stand. We went to court from one Friday to another Friday. And through the pain that I was living, see our children live in a community. And when we go to church, when we go to the street, when they cry, and it pushed me to forgiveness. And I forgave him from the bottom of my heart and continue to forgive the person. Because life is all about forgiveness. If we can't forgive, it's not life. Life is forgiveness. And we forgave, we be able to live free. And even though if somebody hurt you, and you have to find a way to ask them to apologize and to forgive each other. Because if you don't forgive, you always go back for revenge, and revenge destroy life. And yes, I did forgive this guy who murdered my son.
Okay. So, you said you forgave him, but did you forget what he did to your son?
No.
And do you think he should receive the punishment still?
Yes. Forgiveness doesn't mean that you don't have to pay for what you've done. Because if you do something wrong, you have to pay. But I don't expect him to be in jail for life. But he did have to go to jail and pay for what he done. And forgiveness is really not for the person, but it's really for you. So you can learn to live in peace and do good things for the world. Because in this world, we only here for a little while. If we continue to destroy each other, we destroy our life and we live lousy life. So it's better to do good than to do bad thing.
After the first death of Bobby, did you ever thought that it will happen again, just to some of your children?
Good question. No. Because Bobby's death it was a gun. It wasn't about guns. It's about two person. It was fight. Bobby wasn't there, but Bobby came to break the fight, and Bobby was stabbed. So he only take 20 minutes and he died. But I never dreamed that I was gonna lose another son, and never believed that, even think that the violence was gonna be the way it is after Bobby died.
What do you really think that makes you stand up and like not leave your sadness, but like, you know, have the power and stand and talk and be in this, like, involved and everything?
Again, the sadness and the way I see the system work, the way our children were treated, the way they were sent to prison, the way they were deported, the way they were treated in the neighborhood when something happened to the family of who lost their children to gun violence. And it really pushed me to stand up. Every person is a gift. We all gift, and we all beautiful. We all got children. And sometimes people get away with stuff, and they do bad stuff. But then they don't want our children to do it. Well, they already do it, but if they don't be caught, it's okay. But if they get caught, they probably go to prison. But if they don't get caught, they continue to harm our children, but they'll never be caught for what they done. So all of these pushed me to do what I do. I wanted to make a difference. I wanted our children to change in home, in school, in the way you respect people, get your education when you able to go to college, get your degree, and hopefully that one day you can find a good wife or a good man and have children of your own and move on in this world.
First of all, I want to thank you for your courage to sharing that such an experience with us. But I want to know, after your peace, is there something that helped you or pushed you to make that heart of forgiveness in 2008? Is it that your belief or your religion helped you to make that happen?
Well, the 7 principles of peace teach me how to get there. Because in 2004, my son Matthew spoke at the Christian Science Church about 7 principles of peace. He was a principle of courage. So I have my Bible right on the table of my kitchen, and when I feel sad, instead of continue to be sad, I read my Bible, and then I found 7 principles of peace in the Bible, and I hope that I can reach out to school and reach out to the prison, and everybody else can learn to forgive and have peace in their life. Did I answer your question okay?
Yeah, thank you.
How did you get out of depression?
How did I get out of depression? I do a lot of walk, and when I feel sad, I take a walk. I speak to people. My family, and I guess that's how I get out of my pressure. And read my Bible.
After your second kid died, did you get into depression again?
Yeah, I still continue to stand. I say nothing is going to stop me. Do what I do. I feel sad. I cry. I scream. But I say nothing is going to stop me because I feel like by losing my both son in the same neighborhood, 10 years apart, I feel like I belong to that neighborhood. I feel like I need to make a difference in that neighborhood. I feel like I was called to make a difference in that neighborhood. So even though I was with so much pain of loss of my son and my nephews and all the other people in the community after Matthew died, I still believe that I was called to do the work. So I'm still here and I still do it, you know. But it's not easy. It's tough. It's very difficult. But by me reaching out to prison, it make a difference with so many people out there. By me reaching out to school and see so much beautiful children that is a gift, that it can make difference in their life and make difference in other people's life one day, I'm okay.
Can I ask? So if the person who caused this pain is not regretting what he did, and he thinks it's not like a mistake, do you still forgive him?
I don't know who murdered my second son yet because nobody comes forward. I will be better if I know who did it, and after that I will deal with it. But so far I have to pray more to see if I can forgive him like I forgave the other guy. But it's possible. Just because I know I wanted to be forgave, I know if I can't forgive, I will not be forgave. I believe in Jesus, and I believe he forgave us, and I believe in the people in this world. I wanted to be forgiven by them. But if I can forgive for the wrong that have been done to me, how did I expect you to forgive me when I do something wrong? As a human beings, we all do things that is wrong. And we all do it without even know we do it. I don't care how much we try, and we do things that is wrong. But if we can't forgive each other, how will we be able to expect somebody else to forgive us? So it's possible that I have to pray more to see if they ever found the person who murdered my son. It's been 12 years, my son Matthew. And it's possible that I forgave, just so I can be forgave too. But you have to do it from the heart. Forgiveness you don't just say it from the mouth. You have to say it from the heart and feel like you're probably sad, but you don't want to go and destroy the person who hurt you.
I agree. I totally agree. It's like the same thing. Marilyn also said that forgiveness is really important, and like the person it's not, I don't know the word in English how to say it, but it's more than a good person. It's more than, it's like for yourself. It's just like to be like, forgiveness is to rest yourself, and as you said, like it's to do it, not to just say it.
Thank you.
What would you say to someone who lost a son or a member of his family to violence?
Forgiveness is not easy things. It's something that you have to go to process. If I go to visit a mother, she's mourning for her son, I'm not gonna ask her to forgive. I'm gonna try to be there for her. And maybe later on we can talk about it, but from the beginning, when she lost her son, it's not the time, you know. Just be there for her, and if she wants to talk after everybody go home, that she's by herself, she wants to maybe to go for a cup of coffee, or can come to her house and be there for her. Maybe in a long process we can talk about forgiveness. But it's not easy for a mother, and it's not easy for you if you lost your brother. It's not easy for you if you lost your mother and father to gun violence. It's not easy for anybody, not just a mother. It's a tough thing. Violence should never have to happen because it's something to destroy life. Like I said before, when we take one life, probably be 7 or 10 people, or the community, the school. For example, one of us here in this school, one of us died by violence, by gun violence. So the whole school is in fact, because you know the person, they were with you, and it's like a family, you know. So it's a really tough thing.
Okay, you said the mother lived in the same neighborhood as you were. What did the parents of the mother say about?
Oh, I understand.
What was their reaction?
Okay. Well, they used to live up the street from where I live, but the mother and all the her children, they moved. They don't live there, but and then the father continued to live there. So we're friends with the father because it's not his fault. His son took a life and disappeared for almost 12 years. And I know he know where his son was, but at the same time, it's not his mother or father who did it. It's his son. But no one who have their children expect them to go and take a life. And no one expect their children to go to prison. And no one expect their children to do wrong. So as a mother and father, I don't think we should be angry of each other because it's not her fault. It's her child who found the wrong path to do. But as a parents, we support our children because we love them no matter what. You know, we do anything for our children. But it's very sad when they have to die or go to prison. Prison is almost another death. No one wants their child to go to prison because it's not a good place to be.
I want to know about your other two kids, what they think about the decision of forgiving.
My other two kids, It was a strange thing because I have a daughter and a son. When this person who murdered my son, he disappeared for almost 12 years, and we went to court from one Friday to another Friday, but I was already thinking about forgave him, but my kids don't know what I have inside of me. But when we went to court from one Friday to another Friday, my daughter took a stand and wished him a luck in the courtroom. My son also did the same thing. So it's like the spirit was working all three of us. And my husband was already talking to dad all the time. They continue to be friends. So I think it was really the Spirit of God that was with us, that helped us to be okay.
Question? Okay, on his birthday, he might be 41 years old.
My son's birthday might be 41.
Yeah, and you need exactly 41 people to be here on his birthday. You're still doing this tradition.
Oh, I know what you're asking me. I remember when I used to reach out to the cemetery all the time on my son's birthday. I used to go there and visit my son. But then I realized when I was speaking in prison, I realized that I need to speak with the guy in prison. So I remember the first year when my son was 40, I asked the deputy in prison to help me get 40 men to celebrate my son's birthday. So I went to prison, he got me 40 men, and I sit right on the middle, and then and they have the cake, full sheet cake, and the room decorated with all my son's pictures. And I celebrated his birthday when he was 40. And then I continued to celebrate his birthday in prison until 3 more years. But right now, I don't go on my son's birthday. Okay, thank you.
And Monica, last one.
Do you feel that if you were in favor, everything was different?
No, I don't think so. Because violence is everywhere. Cape Verdean is also, while I'm here, so many people got killed. And Fogo, Praia, in different places, people's getting killed. So violence is everywhere. I don't understand why, but the gun is everywhere. I think my son would have died no matter what I was. Because each one of us who's come into this world, we have a time, an hour, a day that we're going to die in different ways.
We're just going to say thank you so much to Ms. Mendez for being here and sharing her story with us.